an overview of Arizona. I feel like I need to give you a little history because what if you get on a quiz show and you need this information to win $1 million, right? I can't leave you hanging. All right, from 1850 to 1861, Arizona was part of the New Mexico Territory. It was made into the Arizona Territory by 1862. In 1868, Jack Swilling, who was a miner, prospector, and a saloon owner, and his friend Darrell Dupa founded Phoenix. In 1889, Phoenix was named the capital of the Arizona Territory. Darrell Dupa presented the name of Phoenix because of the story of the rebirth of the mythical phoenix bird born from the ashes. He felt Phoenix was a sort of a rebirth of the city of canals. When European settlers came, they were digging canals because they knew they had to have water, and they found the ancient waterways underground that were built by the Hohokam Indians in between 700 and 1400 AD. All right, Arizona became the 48th state on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1912, which makes it only 110 years old. That is so young compared to the first state, Delaware, which is 235 years old. From 1945 on, cold weather retirees began to flock to our mild and pleasant winters. When air conditioning was introduced by a local company, Gettle, this is still around today, it made the summers acceptable. Land was annexed, master plan communities were built, and new industries were welcomed. Phoenix had grown from 100,000 people to 3 million in just 50 years. That's half the population of the entire state of Arizona. As part of the four corner states, Arizona is the largest landlocked U.S. state by population, which leads us to the population of Arizona now. It is 7.3 million. That's about 1/3 the size of California, which has a population of 21 million, just to give you some perspective. Arizona is the 14th most populated state in the U.S. We have 15 counties. Maricopa County is the largest with a population of 4.5 million. Phoenix, of course, is the capital and largest city with a population of 1.7 million, which makes it the 5th largest city in the U.S. When you hear or read about Phoenix, they're usually talking about the Phoenix metropolitan area, also known as Greater Phoenix, Phoenix Metro, Valley of the Sun, the Salt River Valley, or known to locals as just the Valley. It's also called the Phoenix Mesa Chandler, Arizona Metropolitan Statistical Area, which includes both Maricopa and Pinal County, and it's made up of 24 cities and towns, including Phoenix, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Tempe, Mesa, Glendale, Chandler, etc., with a population of 4.7 million. Arizona is a great place to retire. Approximately 21% of our population is age 60 or older. Okay, now that we have a little history, I'm going to give you a lightning round of fun and interesting facts. Again, in case you get on some crazy trivia show. Number 1, Arizona is known for the 5 C's: copper, cattle, cotton, citrus, and climate, because these were considered the building blocks of Arizona's early economy and are all featured on our official state seal. Did you know that more copper is mined in Arizona than any other states combined? And the Morenci mine is the largest copper producer in all of North America. Also, Arizona grows enough cotton each year to make more than 1 pair of jeans for every person in the United States. That's over 330 million pairs of jeans. Crazy, right? Number 2, some might say that Arizonans dance to their own drummer, but we really march to our own time clock. Arizonans don't spring forward or fall back, and time is the same no matter what season you're in. Number 3, Arizona has had the highest and lowest temperature in the same day. Our climate of geography is so diverse. We have mountains and we have desert. In August 2002 in Safford, Arizona, which is about 3 hours southeast of Phoenix, the temperature was 52 degrees in the morning and 105 in the afternoon. No one else can say that. Number 4, the official state flower is the saguaro cactus blossom. It blooms in May and June in the middle of the night and closes the next day. It's only available 18 hours for pollination from animals like bats and moths during the night. The saguaro cactus can grow as high as a 5-story building and can store up to 9 tons of water. If a saguaro begins to grow arms, it's at least 70 years old. If a saguaro has 1 fully grown arm, it's at least 100 years old. If there are several arms and flowers, it's probably over 200 years old. Now, this is very important. If you cut down a protective species of cactus in Arizona, like the saguaro cactus, you could spend more than a year in prison. So don't be cutting down our cactuses. Number 5, Arizona has the greatest percentage of its acreage designated as Indian tribal land in the United States. Number 6, Arizona has almost 4,000 mountain peaks and summits, more mountains than any other mountain state, more than Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming. We have Humphreys Peak, Mount Baldy, Chiricahua Peak, and the Kaibab Plateau, which is at the Grand Canyon. Number 7, as I mentioned, the city of Phoenix was named for the mythical Egyptian phoenix bird, which burst into flames and was reborn from its ashes because Phoenix sprouted from the ruins of the former civilization. You will see the phoenix bird at the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Number 8, we have more canal miles than Venice and Amsterdam combined. Hundreds of years ago, the Hohokam built the canals to transport water. After they vanished, the European settlers arrived and started digging canals and found these ancient waterways. Today, the Phoenix metro area has more than 180 miles of canals, as compared to Venice, which only has 26 miles, and Amsterdam, which only has 60 miles. Number 9, we have Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. She grew up on a large family ranch near Duncan, Arizona, and most recently lived in Colonia Miramonte, next to the famous Camelback Inn in Paradise Valley. I've sold many homes in Colonia Miramonte, and one day I was just outside of the guard gate and stopped in my car. Sandra Day O'Connor was behind me, and she went around in a huff and said to the guard, "What does this girl think? This is a parking lot? She might as well park right on Lincoln Drive." Yep, I made a good impression with a Supreme Court justice. All right, number 10 and most important. Arizona has an amazing reptile diversity, which includes 6 turtle species, 49 lizard species, and 52 species of snakes. Among the snakes, there are 13 species of rattlesnakes, which is just over 1/3 of the world's rattlesnakes, and more than can be found in any other US state. But don't worry, they mostly live in the desert. Funny story, my 87-year-old client grew up on ranches, raising horses, and she never met a snake she couldn't handle. I helped her sell her 20-acre ranch in Wickenburg because she wanted to move back down to Scottsdale. So we found a beautiful house in Scottsdale, but it really needed to be renovated to her style during COVID. Nightmare. Anyway, she came home one day and her contractor and 3 other men were standing looking confused. She got out of the car and they said, "What do we do with this snake? We don't know what to do." And she was just, ugh. She walked into the garage, got her shovel, walked out, cut the snake's head off with the shovel, scooped it up, and walked back into the garage, threw the snake in the trash, and turned around and said, "That's how you handle a snake." And then she walked into the house. She is so famous in her neighborhood, and people are kind of scared of her. It's pretty funny.